Hello, hello, hello. This is Patricia, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States, and more specifically here in Alaska. So we have been working on, this is the second in our series of the Artistically inked stamp and die set. So here are the dies. And we are going to use those today to create a card, something like this. Okay, that's the card we're going to create. Or, like I said, something like that. But before we get started, let's look at a couple of updates. One, celebration is coming here in just a few days. Stampin' Up! Has had, in the past, I have ink on my fingers, just one celebration, but this year we have two. So exciting. It will start August 3rd. As a matter of fact, both of these catalogs will go live on August 3rd. Now this one, the mini catalog, says July, but because of COVID shipping difficulties, we just decided to postpone that so that we could start both at the same time and not have to start a catalog and say not available. That would not be fun. But the catalog that we are using today is the annual catalog, May 2021 to April 2022. And the stamp set is on, I believe, yes, 97. Okay, this is the Artistically inked stamp set, and the stamp set and the dies, a bundle, you get 10% off, and the item number is 155456. All right, that's the one that we are going to use today. This one, as I already showed you. And in order to do that, we need to start with our card base. Our card base is half of an 8.5 by 11, and we have already cut it, but now we, being me, of course. So this is our card base. It is folded now. We need 2 strips of DSP that we're going to put on either side of our card like this. This first one, by the way, all of these are 5.5 inches tall. So 1 inch by 5.5 and 1.5 by 5.5. Now you could have taken this DSP that comes with this set, or it doesn't come with it, but you can get it with it. And I could have put, let's say this fit the whole front of my card. I could have put a whole piece of paper on here like this for my DSP. But why waste the paper? I'm all about saving paper as much as it is possible to do so. Now, on this particular card, we've got our 1.5 inch strip and our 1 inch strip, and I'm going to put them on using seal. I have put them on with regular adhesive, and it's okay to do that because a lot of it will be covered up by my other elements on the card. But I will tell you this paper with this gold on it is a little bit thin, and it will show. Let me see if you can even, you know what, you're not even going to be, oh yeah. Can you see how I've got just a teeny little bit of bubble right there? And that, I had to really look for it, so it's not that big of a deal, but it is there. And so if you don't want that bubble on your DSP, then it's probably a good idea to go ahead and, you know what, I think I'm going to put this one this way. Then to go ahead and put that on with the seal. So let me line that up. There we go. Nicely done. And then my next pieces are going to be, this is Evening Evergreen, and it is 2 3/4 by 5.5. Remember, I said all of them are going to be 5.5. Now the cardstock is a little heavier, sturdier, so I can go ahead and put it on with liquid adhesive. The nice thing about liquid adhesive is it does give me a moment or so to make sure I have that all set up exactly how I want it. Then on top of that evening evergreen, I'm going to go with a basic white layer, 2 5/8 by 5.5. And remember, I have said anytime you've got layers that are layered, completely covered up. In other words, see all this green here, the evening evergreen? I'm going to almost completely cover that up. I could, there we go, I could punch something out of that evening evergreen and the basic white because they are almost completely covered up. All I've got is that little strip. Matter of fact, I could even do the strips like we did on the gold piece here. And so this one, then my DSP Designer Series paper. I am going to line it up, and you see how I'm moving it around. I've got a little bit of wiggle room there because I am using my liquid adhesive. Okay, the next thing we're going to put on here is our die cut. Well, in order to do that, I am going to take my sandwich and put it together. Lost my piece of paper. There it is. And I'm going to pull out my die. And there it is. So your sandwich to die cut is your base piece 1 and 2, then your cut plate, or at least that's what I call it, number 3. Doesn't matter whether the 3 is up or down or to the bottom, you know, doesn't matter what direction it goes. Then you put your paper, your die, your top piece, or I call it my do not cut plate. And then I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Oh my, do I love this thing. And then I am going to put my sandwich into my die cut. My Stampin' Cut and Die machine. Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'm going to roll it through. You heard it click, so I know it's through. I'm going to roll it back, and I'm even going to roll it through again. Now, the reason I do that is not because it's necessary per se. I have run it through before, and it only needed, sorry, got to put that out of the way. It only needed one pass through, but because this is an intricate die, you know, it doesn't take really all that much more time or energy or anything else to run it through 3 times. And then I always know that everything's going to come out. Now, I pull it out and run my little brush on my take your pick tool over this to punch out as much of the debris, if you will, that I can. Okay, punch it out, just, you know, try to get as much as I can, like I said. And then I can turn it over, and that's pretty much dislodged all my parts and pieces. There we go. Now there's still a few, well, not very many, a couple. So I can punch those out. And then there's a little bit in here. I can, again, punch those out. I can use the brush, or I could use the pick end as well to punch pieces out. But because I ran it through 3 times, there's almost no chance that I will have any pieces that don't want to come out. If I do, I can line it up. I could actually line this up on here very easily again. It'll just seem to kind of, if you get it the right way, seem to fall into place. There we go. And I could actually cut it again. Now, do I want to have to do that? No. That is exactly why and now I've gotten it in there so well. There it goes. There we go. because it could slip then. I don't have it do it very often, but once in a while it does. All right, now there's one more little dot there that didn't come out. I think we've got them all. All right, so I'm going to put it on here, but I don't have any glue on the back of this. So this is where my silicone mat comes in very handy. And as a matter of fact, you'll see I've already got some on there that's dried. All I have to do is run my finger or thumb or whatever over that, and it just comes right off, and then I can throw that away. It's kind of therapeutic, actually. All right, so I'm going to put some glue on here. And then what I want to do is place it down once. I don't want to be moving this around to put the glue on there, because in all those little holes is going to be glue then on my mat. And so I want to pick up my glue with a sponge of some sort, or, you know, the little, whatever kind of sponge you want to use, and is what I'm trying to say. And get glue on there. Got glue. It's all gluey now. And then I decide how I want it to be. Well, let me move this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. And then put this on there. Something like that. Okay. Got that on. Now I need to do my sentiment. And I've got these two pieces. Basically, you're going to match your sentiment pieces and your layered piece to your sentiment. So whatever size. Now for this one, I'm using Happy Birthday from the Artistically Inked, this one right here, set. And so the one that I used, or the strips that I used, this is 3/4 wide, and we're going to cut it to length once we stamp it. And this is about 3 1/4 by 1. Okay, so my 3/4 inch here, and I'm going to use Evening Evergreen. Getting a mess, and things are all sliding all over the place, and you might want to read that. All right, so let's get some ink on here. This is a nice juicy ink pad since it's so new, so I want to be a little bit cautious. And stamp that straight up, or straight down, straight up. And it's a smidgen bit crooked. That's why I love that there's a second side. So let's try this again. And straight down, straight up. Ah, that looks better. Okay, now I want to use my trimmer, paper trimmer, and cut this to, don't want to use my scorer, of course, to the size that I want, right about there. That looks good. And make sure that that is going to fit nicely on here. Looks very good. So I'm going to glue this down. Okay. There we go. It's a smidgen bit crooked, but you know what? People don't really care. And I bet you most of the time they're not even gonna notice. And I need my dimensionals, which I just had. Of course, I covered them up. Okay, so I'm gonna put a couple of dimensionals on the back of this. Okay, I'm gonna put 3 on it. It's close to a couple. Put that back where they belong so that I can find them next time. Pull my dots off. Line this up wherever I decide I want it. And had a little bit of that glue on there. There we go. There's our card. Now, don't forget to do the inside of your card. Put whatever kind of jewels or whatever that you would like to put on there if that works for you. Some people like them, some people don't. And then be sure and decorate your card. If you would give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, I would greatly appreciate it. And also below that is the red button where you can subscribe, and right next to the subscribe button is the bell. If you will ring that bell, click on that and select all, then you will get notification when my next videos go up. Thank you so very much. Have a great evening wherever you are, and happy crafting.